Is karma gay must be karma. Come on, I bet on it. When you, he seems gay, he looks gay, he dresses gay, his sort of outlook is gay, staying in Lord Ali's apartment bit. Gay being there for a month and a half. Quite gay, probably gay, must be gay. I mean, that's the rumor, I guess. Westmin the rumor and has been for the longest time, but I don't know the answer, but I wouldn't, you love it. Let's decide, shall we? Have you caught wind of the latest buzz hitting the UK political scene? It's the kind of rumor that makes you pause and say, wait, what? People are talking, social media is buzzing, and if there's one person feeling the heat, it's none other than Keir Starmer. Across Twitter, or should I say bitter, because of all the debates going on, there's a new nickname trending, Queer Starmer. People are throwing around speculation about Starmer's sexuality, adding fuel to the fire that's been brewing around his character, his past, and his politics. Where's all this chatter coming from? Well, a lot of it ties back to one of his closest allies, Lord Ali, who's been in Starmer's corner and is himself openly gay. Some people are wondering if there's more to Starmer's relationship with Ali than meets the eye, though we have no real evidence to back that up. It's all whispers and conjecture. Yet somehow this theory has caught on like wildfire, and now everyone seems to have an opinion. But why now? Why are people getting so wrapped up in Starmer's personal life, especially in 2024, when we've come so far in accepting people's identities? One reason is that there's been a strange hush around this topic in the media. Usually with political figures, there's little that stays hidden for long, if there's any kind of scandal. Journalists are all over it. But with Starmer, the press has been oddly quiet, almost like they're tiptoeing around the topic. It's not every day you see such restraint, and that silence only seems to make the public more curious. Some insiders at Westminster claim there's a bigger story here, a secret that would change how people view Starmer if it ever came out. Nobody knows exactly what that secret is, but it's enough to keep the rumor mill churning. Whether it's about his past relationships, his personal choices, or something else entirely, the feeling is that something isn't being said. And if you know anything about politics, you know that when rumors stick around, there's usually some reason behind them, even if it's just public perception. Starmer's marriage is also under scrutiny. He didn't get married until he was 44, which for some seems a little late for someone who's trying to build a family man image. People wonder if he got married just for the optics, to appeal to voters by seeming more relatable. For a politician, the family man image can be a powerful tool, and some feel Starmer might have leaned into that. There's also been talk that he's possibly bisexual, or that his marriage isn't as solid as it appears. It's all speculation, of course, but these theories are enough to get people talking and wondering about the man behind the public persona. But here's where things get tricky. Starmer has built his political identity around being a clean leader, someone who isn't corrupt, who is above all the typical political messiness. When a leader presents themselves as squeaky clean, as someone with nothing to hide, it creates a certain expectation. If you set yourself up as this morally upright figure, people expect you to live up to it. And if any kind of contradiction appears, it can hit harder than it would for a politician who has been more open about their flaws or complexities. It's also worth noting that the press has been surprisingly reserved when it comes to Starmer's private life. We've all seen how, in the past, tabloids would jump at the chance to expose any scandal no matter how small. Back in the day, John Major's government was riddled with sleaze stories, ministers having affairs, mistresses, the works. But things have changed, and the press is now much more cautious. It takes a real public interest angle for newspapers and TV channels to go after a politician's private life. And in Starmer's case, there hasn't been a strong enough reason, at least so far. Still, people are talking. For the public, the media's restraint can seem like an invitation to speculate even more. In a way, the lack of information can be just as compelling as an outright scandal. We live in a time when politicians' private lives are less of a big deal than they used to be. But when there's a mystery, people can't help but dig, especially when the figure in question has taken a strong stance on issues like LGBTQ+ rights. Starmer's vocal support for these rights has made some wonder if he's speaking from personal experience, though that could just as easily be him supporting a just cause. And really, does it even matter? Should it matter? In modern day Britain, most people are far more concerned about whether their leader is delivering on promises than about their personal life. If Starmer is doing his job well, why should it make any difference if he's gay, straight, or something else? Yet, for some reason, this mystery around him persists. Maybe it's because people feel like there's more to the story, that there's some truth being kept in the shadows. But let's bring it back to what's actually important: policy. If Starmer really wants to win over the public, he needs to focus on delivering what he promised. Personal quirks or lifestyle choices aren't likely to sway voters one way or another unless they have a direct impact on his political decisions or raise questions of integrity. People want to see their leaders making positive changes, addressing real issues, and showing they care about what matters to the average person. Still, the secrecy surrounding Starmer has only added to the growing curiosity. If there is something in his past, maybe now is the time for him to be upfront about it. By getting ahead of any rumors, he could control the narrative and put these distractions behind him. After all, a leader's credibility rests not just on their policies, but on their transparency. And if Starmer's private life doesn't impact his role or his decisions, then addressing the rumors could help put them to rest. But there's more. Recently, Rosie Duffield, a well-known figure within the Labour Party, resigned and voiced her discontent with Starmer's leadership. She didn't hold back, describing the leadership as out of touch and too focused on personal gain. Her resignation was seen as a big statement, a signal that even people within the party are questioning Starmer's choices and the direction he's taking. All these factors, rumors about his private life, criticisms from within his own party, and the perception that he's not living up to his promises, are creating a perfect storm for Starmer. And if he doesn't address these issues head-on, he risks losing the trust of the people who supported him in the first place. In the end, Starmer's success or failure will likely come down to whether he can regain public trust and prove that he's the right person for the job. He has a chance here to show that he's not just another politician caught up in whispers and controversies, but a leader who can rise above it all and focus on what really matters. If he can do that, the public might just overlook these rumors and focus instead on his ability to lead. So, what's your take? Do you think Starmer should come forward if there's more to this story, or should he let it fade away and focus on his work? Is it fair for a politician's private life to be under such scrutiny, or is this just part of the territory? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this dive into British politics, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates.